He actually said it, and Dennis Schroeder isn't shy about his feelings concerning his new home in Charlotte. When adding a vet player, it could be difficult for the franchise and the player to gain common ground, but this will not be the case with Dennis Schroeder, and all signs point to a great season for the Hornets with him on their secondary. Welcome to Hornets Digest. I am Jeff Testanero. Before we get going, I invite you to like, comment, subscribe. Smash that subscribe button now for daily updates, news, rumors, and everything else surrounding the Charlotte Hornets as we build towards the season. And the season is coming and coming very, very rapidly. Speaking of rapidly, we're growing up on the socials, all doing well. So head on over to TikTok and X at Hornets Digest. Hit that follow button now for everything, even more Hornets news and everything via Hornets Digest over there. Dennis Schroeder has officially spoken out about being traded to the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets fans, what he said will get your attention in a good way because this doesn't sound like a vet player reluctantly accepting that he's been traded and shipped off to Charlotte. It's almost the exact opposite, to be honest with you. Schroeder said he knew the trade was coming for about a month. He says Charlotte is a better basketball situation for him. That's good. And when you hear what he had to say about playing alongside James Harden and Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland, you start to understand why. So today, breaking down Schroeder's comments, some of them, why he believes Charlotte could be a better fit, the numbers behind his season, and what Dennis Schroeder could actually bring to this new look Charlotte backcourt. Let's just get into that, huh? The Charlotte Hornets have added veteran point guard Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder, who is 32 years old, turns 33 in September. Charlotte becomes the 12th NBA franchise of his career. He's now been traded 9 times. Remember that Ferris Bueller? 9 times. If you're old as me, you'll remember Ferris Bueller. If not, go look it up. And after bouncing around the league that much, you'd think another trade might frustrate him? Apparently not. Because according to Schroeder, this wasn't even a surprise. We know, I've known, I was being traded for about a month. A month? So while everybody else was reacting when the trade became public, Schroeder apparently already knew where this thing was heading. But what he said next is much more important for Charlotte. I think it's a. Hold on. He went on to say, I think it's a better situation for me from a sporting perspective. Okay. And that is where it gets interesting because Dennis Schroeder isn't simply giving us the standard, I'm excited to be here. Charlotte has a great organization. I can't wait to get to work. No, he's not giving us any of that. He's specifically talking about the basketball fit. And then he explained why. Why Cleveland didn't fit. Schroeder was playing alongside two incredibly talented guards in Cleveland, James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. But there's the obvious problem. All three of those guys are most comfortable with the basketball, as a guard should be. Schroeder then went on to explain why. When you have two legends in your position who will bring the ball up the court and play a lot of isolation, then it's just difficult. That's it. That's the quote. And notice what he didn't do, what he didn't say about Cleveland. He didn't trash Harden. He didn't trash Mitchell. He actually called them two legends. He's talking about fit. Dennis Schroeder has spent his NBA career creating with the basketball. He wants to initiate offense. He wants to run pick and roll. He wants to attack the paint. He wants to get downhill. He wants to force the defense to react and then make the decision. Finish at the rim? Okay. Hit the roller, kick it out, pull up. That is Dennis Schroeder basketball. But when you're sharing a backcourt with Harden and Mitchell, there's only one basketball. And suddenly, you're asking Schroeder to operate without the ball much more frequently. That's not where he's most dangerous. So when Schroeder says Charlotte is a better fit sporting situation, this isn't difficult to understand. He believes he's going somewhere that can use him more naturally. Now let's talk numbers. Schroeder played 70 games last season, splitting the year between Sacramento and Cleveland. Overall, he averaged 10.8 points, 4.9 assists, 2.7 rebounds, in approximately 24 minutes per game. After joining Cleveland, the scoring numbers dropped. In 30 games with the Cavaliers, Schroeder averaged 8.2 points per game. And when you put that next to what he just said about his role, maybe that decline makes a little more sense. But don't mistake one season for the player's entire resume. Dennis Schroeder has played 912 NBA games. He's made 441 starts. For his career, he's averaging 13.7 points per game and 4.9 assists. Go back to Atlanta in 2017-18, and Schroeder averaged a career high 19.4 points per game. With Oklahoma City in 2019-2020, 18.9 points per game. This is a player who has demonstrated that he can score, he can create, he can start. He's not going to, but he could. He can come off the bench. He's been doing it in the NBA since 2013. Charlotte isn't asking Dennis Schroeder to become a superstar. They don't need him to become one. What they need is a veteran point guard who knows how to run an NBA offense. That's why this makes sense. And this is where I'm starting to really like the move. Charlotte's backcourt has changed dramatically. Kobe White is here. He's the boss. Ball is gone. It's the way it is. And now Dennis Schroeder gives the Hornets something extremely useful behind White. A legit veteran point guard. Not someone learning the position. Not somebody you're hoping to develop into a floor general. Somebody who's been doing this for more than a decade. Push Schroeder with the second unit and let him run it. Let him control the ball. Let him work pick and roll. Let him push in transition. Let him get to the paint. Let him create shots for Charlotte's younger players. And if he gets hot, then there's going to be nights when Charles Lee can leave him out there. That's valuable. Now let's talk about something else Schroeder addressed. This is his 12th NBA team. That's an incredible number. And obviously, there's a human side to constantly relocating. He's got a family. He's got 3 kids. But when asked about the move yet again, he didn't sound devastated. He didn't sound devastated at all. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite, to be honest with you. That's the business. And that's the quote. And after many trades, Dennis Schroeder understands that business is better than, he understands the business better than anyone else, to be honest with you. That's the quote. That's a great quote. That's the business. What are you going to do? There's another really cool story waiting for him in Charlotte. One that we in the media can harp on all season. Schroeder is one of the most accomplished German basketball players of his generation. And now he's joining an organization with young German talent and Heinz Steinbach and Christian Andersen Jr. That creates an immediate mentorship opportunity. Schroeder has talked about how valuable it could be for those young players to have an experienced German vet around. Someone who understands both where they're coming from and what they're about to experience in the NBA. Think about Schroeder's resume. He's been in the NBA since 2013. He's played for contenders. He's played for rebuilding teams. He started. He's come off the bench. He's been traded repeatedly. He's dealt with pressure and represented Germany at the highest level internationally. That's a ton of experience sitting in your locker room. Charlotte isn't just acquiring 10 points and 5 assists. They're acquiring more than a decade of NBA experience on a young roster. And that matters. With 2 rookies who speak German. That's outstanding. Now here's the question. How should Charles Lee use him? For me, it's simple. Give him the basketball. If Charlotte wants to maximize Dennis Schroeder, don't acquire him and then ask him to stand in the corner. We literally just heard the man explain why that kind of role wasn't ideal for him. Let him run the second unit. Let him initiate. Give him shooters. Give him athletic bigs to work with in a pick and roll. Put him with Steinbach and Anderson. Let him attack. And if Schroeder can give Charlotte something around 10 to 12 points, 5 assists, constant creation, and, a great veteran point guard play, that's a win. You don't need 2017 Dennis Schroeder. You need 2026 Dennis Schroeder playing the right role. There's a big difference. This is what I keep coming back to. The move has a purpose. Charlotte isn't pretending Dennis Schroeder is the future of the franchise. He's almost 33. Give him the ball. The player wants the opportunity. Schroeder is telling you he believes Charlotte is a better basketball situation for him. Not LA, Boston, not some veteran championship contender, Philly. Charlotte, because it matters. It fits. The role matters. And after spending time next to 2 extremely ball-dominant stars in Cleveland, Dennis Schroeder believes Charlotte could give him the opportunity to play his game. Now we'll find out if he's right. I invite you to head over to TikTok and X at Hornets Digest. Hit that follow button now for all of that. And if anything else comes down, I will jump on here and tell you. So, for Hornets Digest, I'm Jeff Testanero. Let's go Hornets.